So why would you choose a subcompact over the plethora of options that you have at your local gun store? Again, it meets a certain need. Now, you may be a office executive wearing, the suit pants and the nice button-up shirt and a dress belt, but you still want to carry your gun, and so you need something that's a little bit thinner in profile, smaller, and that you can tuck your shirt over. I get that. Maybe you're working on a job site as doing construction or electrical work, and you want to have something that you can get to, pretty fast, but it doesn't need to be in your way while you're doing your job. There's a lot of instances that happen, with working on new home construction, and so more and more people are wanting to carry, while they're there on the construction site, or maybe you're a real estate agent. So there's a lot of different reasons why you may want to carry a subcompact. But we have to look at how you're going to carry and, kind of factor in some other stuff before, we decide on which gun to get. So with the subcompact carry, you need to know first and foremost why you want it. If you're looking for something for home defense, you may not choose a subcompact because basically the benefits for a subcompact carry are what? That you can hide it pretty well. Now, with what I wear on a day-to-day basis, I can get away with carrying a bigger gun, and I'm okay with that. But there may be some places that I go to that I may just want to tuck that gun in a little bit tighter so that no one sees that I've got it on, and more importantly, I know that no one can see that I've got it on. So as you can see, I've got several of the guns laid out here, but first and foremost, you've got a big gun. Okay, that's a Glock 17 9mm. It is what they call a service gun. All right, full-size pistol. Now, when you're looking at websites, you're trying to do your research to decide what kind of gun you're going to go with. Now, there's a certain vocabulary that the gun community uses, and you kind of have to know what that vocabulary is so you understand what you're looking at. So if you see a full-size gun or a service gun, then they're talking about the larger model, say your Glock 17 here. When they talk about a compact, then the compact represents the Glock 19, which is what I carry every day. And then you have your subcompact, which would be the Glock 26. So this family represents the 9mm line from Glock, right? So I've got the full size, which is the Glock 17. Now you don't have to memorize the numbers, but they're pretty common, so it doesn't hurt. 17, which is your full size, the 19, which is your compact, and then the 26, which is your subcompact. And as you can see, a big size difference. There's also a big ammo capacity difference. And again, you need to know what you want out of this tool. So if you're looking for, say, a deep carry method, so that's I'm tucking it deep in my pants and I'm tucking my shirt in over it and no one can see what's going on, then I need a smaller frame gun. Kind of hard to do that with a 17. Now it can be done, and there's there'll be internet ninjas out there that say, well, I carry around a 17 all day long, by God. Well, that's great, awesome. But I'm talking to you. And if you're looking for a subcompact carry, there's a reason why you're looking for it. That's because you want to hide it. And you don't think that you're really going to get into a fight. But if you did, hey, you got something that you can defend yourself with. So 17's full size. The reason they call it a service pistol is because people in the service and or law enforcement will carry it outside their gun belt in a big duty holster, and they don't care if you know they got a gun on. Okay, so they can carry a bigger gun, holds more ammunition. So that's why they call it a service gun. Your compact is really what you see typical for concealed carry. It's small enough that it's easier to conceal, but it still holds an adequate amount of rounds for that first magazine gunfight that you may find yourself in. And then the subcompact, so again, smaller than the compact. Now, I was one of those guys that used to think, oh, it's a compact, it's small, Women have the little compacts for powder. If my wife was here, she'd hit me. So they call it a compact, right? Compact means small compact car. And you would think that's a small, but it's not. It's actually the medium. So then we have subcompact. Now the subcompact for me is the 26. I wear this on my ankle. Now there are a lot of different reasons why I carry it on my ankle, because I have different positions that I may find myself within the day. You know, it works great in a movie theater if your movie theater allows you to carry a gun in there, because you're in a seated position and you can get down to that gun a lot quicker than you can something on your hip. Here's the thing I want you to think about. What I just said, why I carry it, is more important than the what. The what is what you're going to get at a gun store. What do you want? Well, what do you have? What do you need? What do you want to spend on it? Why? That's what I want to get across to you. Why? There's a reason why I carry this subcompact on my ankle. There's a reason why I carry this compact on my hip. And there's a reason why I have a full size. Now, the subcompact really is, it's kind of a misnomer, because there's one extra layer of vocabulary that's underneath the subcompact. And it's this term called ultra subcompact. I know. It's a bunch of marketing yahoos out there, and they're trying to, push more products, and the way you do it is give it a fancy name. The difference between, and this is stereotypically speaking, okay, so you can't hold me to it because there is no letter of the law when it comes to this terminology. The subcompact would be a double stack magazine. So a double stack magazine is that the bullets sit offset but on top of one another. Double stack magazine. The ultra compact would be a single stack magazine. Now this single stack magazine has the bullets sitting right up on top of each other. Look at the difference in profile. Don't look at length, look at width. So width is really what we consider when we're talking about that slim profile, that how close does it fit to my body? Now again, most people can't tell. You're the only one that really knows. But if it makes us feel better, then then do it. But the thin profile of a single stack magazine allows that gun to sit closer to our body. So let's look at the 26 and say my shield here. There's a difference in width. Now, if I were to get out a ruler, it's minuscule, but to us, having to wear it, it's all the difference in the world. So your wider profile, people say, well, I feel like it prints, and print is the word they use. People can see it, okay? So if you're reading a gun magazine, they say, he printed. Well, that's what that means. People could see his gun underneath his shirt, or he bends over and you can see the outline of the handle, on the grip right here, sticking out of his shirt or his jacket. So it makes us feel as if we're not printing as much with this single stack magazine. So you have compact and then you have ultra compact. And again, that's typically, again, don't hold me to it, but typically it's single stack versus double stack magazine. You could have a double stack magazine that carries a certain amount of ammunition, and then you could have another single stack that carries the same amount, but they typically don't. You find that your single stacks will carry less than your double stack, and that just happens to do with 6th grade volume and mass. It just depends on what you want. Now, a lot of people will say that the double stack magazine gun, the compact, doesn't fit in my hands very well. It's big. I like the way that the single stack feels in my hands. It's a thinner profile. That is all on you. That's all about you. What do you like versus, you know, what is being offered. So you have a lot of options when it comes to a subcompact, or in this case, an ultra subcompact, and it should be in like neon letters right now with some 3D shine to it. You know, ultra compact. Okay, so you'll buy it. You look at why you need it. Then you figure out how you're going to carry it. Then we look for the gun. Here's what people do, and this, I hope you understand this. People will buy a gun, and then they try to back everything else into using that gun. And when they can't get the right holster to sit in the right position and the right way they want to carry it, then I don't like the gun. Well, the gun's not broken. The gun didn't do anything, you know, wrong. You didn't go through the thought process correctly to begin with. So maybe we can not spend our money on a gun that really doesn't fit what we want it to do, and look at why we want to carry it. So why would I choose a subcompact double stack to carry it on my ankle when I'm already carrying a compact on my hip? Well, first it serves as a backup, right? And because it's double stacked and it's wider than, say, your single stack ultra carry, it doesn't really make a difference to me because I'm carrying it on my ankle and no one really is going to see it anyway. If I was carrying a single stack on my ankle, no one's going to see it any less than this, and this carries more bullets. So now, one thing you have to keep in mind is if it's carrying more bullets, it's going to weigh more, right? So again, some extra factors that you have to look at, why you're going to carry it, and then we look at the method in which you want to carry. Now, a lot of people at events will be checking your hip, right? Show me your shirt, but they don't really ever check your ankle. I'm not authorizing or endorsing that method of carry, though. So follow all your legal rules. But I have one on my ankle as a backup for my primary. The great thing about the setup that I carry is that this full-size Glock 17 has a magazine that carries 17 rounds. This magazine is what I carry in my pocket to reload either the 19 or the 26. So if we're reloading in a gunfight, it's already a bad day, but look, I put 17 rounds in that 26. So if I'm having to reload, I probably am not trying to conceal what I'm doing. Why? Because I'm shooting and everyone knows you're there, right? So if you're going to reload with a lot more bullets, because good friends and bullets are hard to find in a gunfight. So I bring some with me. So yeah, the 17 magazine loads into the 19 and the 26. Pretty cool, I think. So it gives me a lot of duality in the system. Now, there are times that I carry this Smith & Wesson Shield. Now, Smith & Wesson Shield is a single stack, again 9mm. But let's look at the width one more time. If I can hold it straight. Come here, your little gun. So if you look at the width, you can see that the 26, the Glock, right, this tan gun, a little bit wider than the Shield. Now, let's do this. Let's turn it to the side. If I can hold it just right for you. Turn to the side, and you can see there's not much length difference between the two, and just a slight bit of height difference. Let me turn this joker over and put him on the table. There we go. Should have thought of that before. So the height difference, length difference in the magazine well. So I carry more bullets. This carries 10 bullets. With the extended little base pad, I can carry 8 in here. So there are times though that I will carry the Smith & Wesson because it's a thinner profile. So if I'm going to church or I'm going to an event where I'm wearing maybe a tuxedo, right? Or a really, really nice event where I'm wearing a dress suit or something that I'm wearing really thin, like flip-flops and a t-shirt and some shorts, and we're just walking around on the beach. I can carry this, say in an appendix, up front, and no one's the wiser. There are a lot of different ways to carry these, but you have to choose why you want the gun, because you're going to find nobody has one socket wrench in the tool cabinet. You have a bunch of them. So people would look at this and say, EJ, you've got so many guns, you're paranoid, you're waiting for the zombies to attack, No, they're tools. It's a tool. And so depending on where I'm going, what I'm dressed as, dressed in as, like I'm a costume or something, but how I'm dressed up, then, I may choose this gun or this gun, so on and so forth. So again, why do you want it? If you're going to shove it in a purse, ladies, does it matter if it's thin or thick? I don't know. It's a weight thing at that point because no one's going to see it. I could put the 17 in your purse. So, again, what are you carrying it for? And then what are you carrying it for? Let's look at, do you think you're going to get into a fight? Now, let me tell you this. If I thought I was going to get into a fight at all, I wouldn't be carrying a pistol. I'd go get my rifle. So reality, if I'm carrying, for me, it's just for me. If I'm carrying, say, a shield, or even, say, this Glock 42, which is a 380, if I'm carrying this, not in my wildest imagination am I think I'm going to have to skin that smoke wagon out and do God's work. It's just not even in my thought process. But I have my gun because crazy stuff happens. And if there's a Red Dawn situation, I'm going to fight my way back to the wood line, right? Regroup. So why do you carry? What do you carry? And then what do you think you're going to be doing with it? Yeah, that kind of summarizes, why I choose a subcompact. Now, the new word for you is ultra subcompact, right? So if you see a magazine article or you're looking online, that's what they mean. Ultra compact is typically a single stack subcompact. So that's why you should look at why you choose one. And if you know why you need one, and then how are you going to carry it? And then let's go look at a gun.